Welcome to SandCity Sports. I am your host, the Cape Cod Kid, artist formerly known as Andre King, and we're back again to bring you all the sports and current events news stories that you need to know. Let's get it started. Folks, there is a reason the NFL is the most profitable sports league in the world by miles and miles and miles. And it has nothing to do with the league's officiating or public relations team. The reason the NFL generates almost 3 times the revenue of the NBA is because any team, your team, could win on any given Sunday. Folks, this weekend the Dolphins, Chiefs, and Colts took home impressive victories while the defending AFC and NFC champions went down in defeat. Now, football people, I already know what you're going to say to me. The NFL Competition Committee mandates that winning teams play a tougher strength of schedule the following season, while losing teams, contrarily, will play a weaker one. And that's exactly my point. While the same 2 teams have met in the last 4 NBA Finals, and at least one of those teams is almost guaranteed a return trip this June, while over 20 of the top 25 players reside in one conference, the NFL and their competition committee has struck a very different chord. Meaning that your team, or my team, has a chance to hoist up that Lombardi trophy come September. Lots of great storylines in the NFL this week, but since your boy's getting a little bit older, we're going to go with age over beauty. Nobody likes second fiddle. We don't. Who wants to be in the on-deck circle indefinitely? Bumble reminds me of this on a consistent basis, multiple times a day, with their updates and notifications. But that's neither here nor there. The fact of the matter is, of all of the people who despise being second fiddle, Ryan Fitzpatrick seems to hate it the most. After a standout first week performance, Fitzpatrick returned with 402 yards, 4 touchdowns against 1 interception on 27 for 33 passing from the field, leading the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to a 27-21 point victory over the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. Now, folks, we discussed this last week, and it was made clear on this program that Fitzpatrick's beard game was a key ingredient of his early season success. You saw the post-game presser. I saw the post-game presser. And it's clear that a strong beard game can certainly help you overcome some adversity and put you in a position to shine when your number is called. Quick addendum to this story. Wnba Fitzpatrick has copyrighted the nickname Fitzmagic, citing that this was his moniker going back to his high school days. For all the NFL's success regarding scheduling, the league is in a woeful place right now concerning its evolving rulebook and officiating. And the Packers-Vikings game this Sunday put all of these ills on full display. Look, it's against every edict in the code of common sense for a professional league to allow a game to end in a tie. It's just a fact. For a long time, hockey allowed its games to conclude in this fashion, and soccer allows for ties only in the first round of international competition. But after 2 ties in the first 2 weeks of the NFL season, after the league saw barely over 10 for the rest of its history, it's abundantly apparent to everyone except the NFL leadership that their revision of the overtime rules represents an unnecessary, ugly, and infuriating overcorrection. Furthermore, the penalty on Clay Matthews at a crucial point in the fourth quarter was another prime example of the NFL's unreasonable and out of touch rules revisions and calls. Matthews clearly did not drive Kirk Cousins into the ground. And not only did this call completely change the outcome of a ball game that ended up finishing in a tie, but the NFL has since doubled down on this ruling, to the shock and chagrin of football players and fans everywhere. Again, here are two spheres, officiating and public relations, where the NBA has shown greater sensitivity, transparency, and insight to the appreciation and benefit of their fans and the overall improvement of their game. Next up, they say necessity is the mother of all inventions. And after a decisive victory by the Jaguars over the Patriots in Week 2, Bill Belichick and the Patriots decided to reinvent their offense with the acquisition of Josh Gordon at wide receiver. Now, diehard football fans might think that statement is an overreaction, and my reply to that would be, if Julian Edelman's return in 2 weeks was enough to correct the Patriots' offensive woes, then why would Bill Belichick bring in an exceedingly talented and abundantly inconsistent player like Josh Gordon? Like many, I had to think about this for a minute or two. And to me, this acquisition comes down to one thing above all: hubris. Bill Belichick is the Odysseus of the NFL. In the 43rd year of Bill Belichick's coaching career, and at a time when he is under possibly the most scrutiny of that entire tenure, Bill Belichick decides to bring in a player who has missed 43 of his previous 48 games through suspension or injury, and of whom Tom Brady's most notable remark was, "I hope he puts the team first." Yes, the acquisition of Josh Gordon by the New England Patriots is about necessity, but not the necessity of the team to improve their wide receiver core or overall offense. No, it's about the necessity of Bill Belichick to prove for good and all that he, and he primarily, is responsible for the Patriots dynasty. In conclusion, regarding Josh Gordon coming to the Patriots, we talk a lot of theory when we discuss sports and current events, but we also have to remember the realities. Josh Gordon is a 27-year-old young man with immense talent and possibly even larger challenges in his life. And he's in a profession where, by some indicators, almost 80% of the employees go broke 5 years after retirement. The young man is from Texas and stated he was open to returning to the Lone Star State or taking his talents to the Golden State. Well, Mr. Gordon, you're actually heading to New England, and a climate and culture far different than you would have found in those other places. And at the end of the day, I hope both the New England Patriots and Josh Gordon find the success they're looking for. But folks, you and I both know the jury is still out. And to conclude our NFL coverage, the Kansas City Chiefs defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers 42-37 in a game that saw 2 21-point swings, 6 touchdowns by a rookie quarterback, and a Super Bowl caliber team with possibly the most offensive firepower in the entire league, suddenly and once again on the verge of implosion. Folks, this was a tortoise and hare matchup, in my opinion, with one team that is surrounded by questions on a perennial basis, that has suddenly and miraculously hit its stride, silencing all its critics, and another team with a storied tradition with a roster to match, that after only 2 weeks has strayed oh so far from the tradition that it's known for. Moving over to the world of boxing, Canelo Alvarez defeated Gennady Golovkin over the weekend in a majority decision that was hailed by almost no one. Alvarez won 115 to 113 on 2 cards, with one judge scoring the fight a tie, in a rematch that was widely criticized, like its predecessor, for favoritism and corruption. By a score of 234 to 202, Golovkin landed more punches than Alvarez, and most commentators said won as many, if not more rounds. In response to this, promoter Oscar De La Hoya stated, "Clean punching, ring generalship, effective aggressiveness, and defense are what judges are looking for in determining the winner of a round. If that's the case, then Triple G should have won the first bout by a 3-0 majority decision, as he clearly did all of those things for the entirety of the match." This fight leaves me with 2 major takeaways. The first is that the boxing and sports world were treated to an all-time great match by 2 true champions. And the second is, after 2 corrupt decisions in 2 years in the marquee event in a sport, that boxing will remain a permanent underclass in the combat sports arena. We're going to slide over to the parquet floor, where the Seattle Storm defeated the Washington Mystics 3-0 to capture the 2018 WNBA Championship. Along with Finals MVP, Stewart has amassed 4 national championships, 4 Final Four Most Outstanding Player awards, Rookie of the Year, 2-time All-Star, and 2018 League MVP, along with being 2012 High School Gatorade Player of the Year, all at the tender age of 24. In NBA news, training camps kick off next week. So in a very short period of time, we are going to have the NFL, college football, NBA, and Major League Baseball playoffs all going strong at once. Exciting stuff. That's going to do it for us, folks. Once again, I am the Cape Cod Kid, artist formerly known as Andre King. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe as you feel the need. And we're going to keep on bringing you all the sports and current events news stories that you need to know. We'll see you next time.
Yes, we piece of souls do sedate ourselves. Just in the Mars pain we feel. Yes, at times we do hate ourselves, but each day we try to retake ourselves. So yes, we piece of souls do sedate ourselves. Just in the Mars pain we feel. Yes, at times we do hate ourselves, but each day we try to embrace ourselves. Yeah.